So today, we're going to tear down Gibwork, a project on Solana that's taking a serious shot at fixing the entire freelance economy. It's a perfect case study, really, on the massive promise of Web3 and all the messy, real-world challenges that come right along with it. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get into what's so broken about the gig economy right now. Then we'll see how Gibwork shows up as a Web3 answer, peek under the hood of the platform, explain its work token, and finally, we'll try to separate the real promise from all the market noise. Okay, so before we can even talk about a solution, we really have to get a handle on the problem. Let's just lay it all out. What are the absolute biggest pains for both freelancers and clients on the platforms we use today? Look, if you've ever done a gig or hired someone for one, you know this feeling. The traditional platforms, they feel like giant toll booths, right? They take these massive cuts. We're talking up to 30%, and you're still left wondering if and when you're going to get paid. And this is the exact problem Web3 is built to solve, promising way lower fees and this idea of a trustless escrow, where code, not some faceless company, guarantees your money. And that brings us right to Gibwork. So how exactly is this platform trying to deliver on that big Web3 promise? The easiest way to think about Gibwork is as a direct pipeline between people who need work done and the talent that can do it. It just cuts out the expensive middleman. By building on Solana, it gets to be super fast and cheap, and it uses smart contracts to lock in the money. Now, this is so important. As a freelancer, you know the funds are there before you type a single line of code. And as a client, you know that money isn't going anywhere until you approve the work. And you gotta understand, this is not just some idea on a white paper. Gibwork was forged in the fire of a Solana hackathon back in 2023 and almost immediately became a real working product. You can go to their site right now and see jobs, see bounties, see things actually happening. This is a team that builds first and talks later, which is pretty refreshing. Okay, now we get to the fun part. Let's pop the hood and really look at the engine here. What are the actual features that make Gibwork tick, and what makes it different? So the whole thing is built on a few core ideas that, when you put them together, are just incredibly powerful. Yeah, you've got your basic marketplace, but the Web3 layer is the real secret sauce here. That on-chain escrow means your payment is secured by math, not a corporate promise. Your entire work history gets recorded on the blockchain, basically creating a perfect, unchangeable resume. But then there's the one feature that plugs into a massive global community. Let's really zoom in on this for a second, because the open source bounties might just be the most practical and brilliant thing they've done. For anyone in the dev world, this is a total potential game changer. I mean, the workflow is just beautiful. It's so clean. A project says, hey, we'll buy crypto to fix this bug, and links it on GitHub. Some developer, anywhere in the world, sees it and submits the fix. As soon as that fix gets approved and merged, bam! The smart contract instantly and automatically sends them the payment. There's no invoice, no waiting 30 days, no international wire transfer fees, just pure instant reward for work. And that, right there, is what makes Gibwork stand out from a sea of other crypto projects. This isn't just some tech looking for a problem to solve. It's a tool that fits perfectly into the way millions of developers already work, solving a very real, very annoying problem with payments and incentives. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the project's own crypto token, which is called Work, because this is where the story gets a whole lot more complex. Now, on paper, the Work token has a clear job. It's supposed to be the heart of the whole ecosystem. If you hold it, you can vote on where the platform goes next, you can stake it to earn rewards, get discounts on fees, that kind of thing. It's the classic utility token playbook. But, and this is a really big but, the team made a very specific choice. Using the Work token is totally optional. You can hire people, you can get paid, all in a normal stablecoin like USDC. Now, that is a fantastic decision for getting people to actually use the platform, right? It lowers the barrier to entry, but it also creates this classic crypto dilemma. If the platform can be successful without its own token, what actually drives the token's value? And you can see that dilemma playing out in the real-world market data. With a market cap of just around 160 grand and super low trading volume, Work is deep in microcap territory. What that means for an investor is that it's extremely speculative. The potential for wild price swings is very, very real. So this leads us to the heart of it all. When you're looking at a project like Gibwork, In the middle of the crazy crypto world, how do you separate the real, meaningful signals from all of that speculative noise? Let's start with what might be one of the strongest clues about the team's long-term vision. And honestly, it's something most people would just scroll right past without a second thought. Their little verified checkmark on X. You see that little gold badge? That costs about $1,000 a month. That isn't a one-time fee. It's a serious, ongoing expense for a project of this size. And that's really the insight here, you know? A quick cash grab or a short-term scam, they are not spending $12,000 a year just to look legitimate on social media. That kind of consistent financial commitment, that's the behavior of a serious team that's planning to stick around for the long haul. So what could the future for the token look like? Well, this table kind of maps it out. The conservative case, basically staying where it is the most likely. To get to those realistic or even optimistic numbers, something has to change. The platform would need to create a real reason for people to buy and hold the token, like maybe making some fees payable only in work, or using platform revenue to buy back tokens from the market. So when we boil it all down, we've got a story in two parts. The signal is crystal clear, a working, useful product that actually survived its hackathon launch, backed by a team that's showing all the signs of long-term commitment. The noise is its token, a highly speculative, low-liquidity asset whose price, for now, isn't really connected to how useful the platform is. And that leaves us with this one big question, and it's a question for way more than just Gibwork. In this wild new world of Web3, can a genuinely useful platform actually make it in the long run, even if its own token is being tossed around in the crazy speculative waves of the crypto market? The answer to that is going to tell us a whole lot about the future of building anything in this space.